Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is VersysCam and I want to welcome you and thank you for tuning in. Today's just kind of a fun ride and who knows, you never know when you might find some adventure, although that is not technically the goal today. The goal today is just to be out and enjoy because it's a beautiful day. But anyway, today I'm going to ride around Douglas Lake and just kind of have a look at some things. They are beginning to raise the water level. In a previous video, I have talked about how they lowered the water level to accommodate for snow runoff and spring rains and whatnot. And just a couple of weeks ago, most of this area that I'm looking at right now was actually dry, and now it's got water in it. So very interesting. I'm going to try to go to a couple of spots where I might actually be able to drive out what is left of the lake when it's completely covered in water. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, they have the gates closed. Oh man, that is a spot where you could drive out on the lake bed, and now they have the gate closed for that. That's disappointing. I don't quite understand that. I'm gonna find somewhere to turn here. Now this is like more like an arm of the lake, but in the areas where like the major rivers flow into the lake, there's 3 rivers that flow into this lake, I believe. In those areas, there's a lot of debris along the banks from Hurricane Helene, the floods that came through. They just picked up a bunch of junk. So this is like super clean here. Now normally this little area right here, there's always that spot right out in the middle that's wet because there's a creek that comes in here. I think it's called Indian Creek. But normally this area right here doesn't have water. Like I said, it's starting to fill back in. But when you're out here walking on this lake bottom, you can tell where the dry ground ends and the wet ground begins. And if you walk out there, you better be ready to sink down. And I've learned that the hard way. So you have to be careful to stay up where it's dry. And even down here close to there's like a transition area that's dry on the top. But once you get past just that thin crust of dryness on the top, it's wet under the bottom. And again, I have found that out the hard way. And in a couple of videos back, I think when I was talking about Cherokee Lake and I was on the lake bottom of Cherokee Lake riding my bike, I talked about how people will come out here and walk along the bottom of Douglas Lake when it's dry, looking for what they call Douglas diamonds, which are pieces of quartz that come to the surface. And this is an area where a lot of those Douglas diamond hunters frequent during the wintertime. And I've actually met a guy out here before who was not even from here. He was up from north from somewhere and would come down here every year and spend like a week camping right in this area just so he could come out here and hunt for these Douglas diamonds. People use them to make jewelry of different kinds, but then there are also those who think that they have some kind of mystical power or something like that, and so they're pretty sought after. So he would come and collect them and then like sell them on eBay or something. It's really beautiful. And I have, if you see the house way up there with the blue roof, I've walked on the lake bottom at least that far. I think I've walked a little bit past that house before, just out there walking on the lake bottom. And you can walk way back up in there. I'm talking like a mile or so. Okay, now look, there is a car out here on the bottom. How did they get out there? I got to figure that out. Because you can see way out there, there's somebody driving. They may be accessing it from private land. So you used to could, there was the gate, they have the gate closed, but you used to could come in right up here and drive out. And you can see there, if you look closer in, right on the other side of this little peninsula, there are two people out there walking, and they're obviously looking at the ground. I would not be surprised if they weren't searching for some of those Douglas diamonds, because they are walking slow and they are searching intently. So yeah, this is pretty awesome, right? All right, let's move along and we'll see what else there is to see. So I think the next place I'm going to check out is the Dandridge Dock. In fact, I've never been to the Dandridge Dock. I know where it's at. I've been almost to the dock, but I've never been there. See if this little park is open. Hey, I might actually be able to get down there. I don't need to be too crazy. I don't have any of my safety gear on today. I just have like my normal riding boots and stuff like that. Oh man, they done been out there with a raft. Crazy. Fun times. That was a little bit more adventure than what I had expected to get into today. But hey, that was fun. There were a lot of boats out on the water today. So I'm wondering if they had like a fishing tournament or something. We'll see that as we go down here towards the dock. Man, this place is busy. Yep, definitely a fishing tournament. Because that's the weighing station. There's the dock. Pretty cool. These rocks out here are awesome. And I imagine that's why the Douglas diamonds, the quartz and stuff shows up, is because this stuff gets covered up with water, these rocks. You can just imagine there are quartz deposits and stuff like that in there. And then as the water recedes every year, it washes just a little bit of that silt and dirt and stuff out as it goes, and then it's exposed and it rains and it washes some more. And so pieces of that quartz get exposed and then possibly wash out on the dry bed, stuff like that, and you can then find it. I had thought about going out on the dock, but with all this jazz going on, I think I'm going to pass this time and come back sometime when there's not as much activity. There's another way you can ride out there on the bottom. That's pretty steep. Although the place that I just rode out on was actually very steep. Oh, like a dummy, I went out there when I had to get out. My problem is, I'm a sucker for adventure. So if it looks like it could be remotely fun, I'm liable to try it. This water is definitely starting to come up. It's actually way up compared to where it was just a couple of weeks ago. Historic Dandridge, Tennessee. I think somebody told me that Dandridge, Tennessee is the second oldest city in the state of Tennessee. So we'll head over to Douglas Dam now. We go Douglas Dam. We're gonna go check out these overlooks first, and then we're gonna go look at the palace. This is what they call the lower overlook. Pretty impressive structure. Well, let's head down to the powerhouse and have a look at the dam from down there. Not generating much today. A lot of water coming out. Like I said, though, they're filling it back up. Beautiful area. All right, well, that's Douglas Dam, and that is also the end of this ride. So I'm gonna tell you goodbye and thank you for watching, and ask you to remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And if you have already done so, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate every subscription. Whatever adventure looks like for you, I encourage you, go out this week and have yourself an adventure. I'm going to part with this view of the dam from this bridge. Amazing. See ya.